All right, we are live from the Green Room Social Club in Placerville. You're listening to the Georgetown Rocks on Community Radio, KFOK 95.1 LPFM from Georgetown. I'm your host, Chanzilla, and
Joe Bean.
Joe Bean. And we are celebrating the journey to the Golden Road Gathering. Golden Road Gathering is a 3-day music festival that starts this weekend, Friday, actually tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah.
And so Joe and I are going to take a trip down memory lane and take a look at Golden Road Gathering past. We've been there since day one, 2023. Got a chance to hang out with some of the artists and meet with one of the organizers, Scott Holbrook, who manages the Keep Smilin' promotions stage over there, where I've caught some of the best area acts for our show, and for me personally, made a lot of fans. Lance Laswell I caught there. But before we get too deep into that, since we are community radio, we'd love to give some shout outs to our underwriters. Want to show some love to Patty Smith Real Estate Group, real estate agents with life experience for buyers and sellers in the Georgetown Divide area. Community advocates and experienced agents can be reached at 530-333-4336 for the latest information and sales listings. Hi, Patty and company.
And Chris and Peg say, we love the great variety of the broadcasters and enjoy the young broadcasters that are becoming proficient in the trade. We love that KFOK keeps us informed of the Divide happenings. We are honored to be underwriters.
All right. Thank you, underwriters. Thank you, community, for supporting community radio. Thank you, Green Room Social Club. Thank you, Jen, for giving this great opportunity to get stage fright in front of a much broader audience. And thank you, Becca, for making this happen, because it's there's a reason why we started at 6 instead of 5.
Right.
So great experience here. You know, we practically live the Green Room Social Club. There's all kinds of things going on here. We're huge fans of the metal nights that I have here. Hangtown Thrash once a month. And caught a lot of some great virtuoso music here as well. Mm-hmm. We're picking on you, Grayson. Chris. I can't think of the guy's name. He's coming here soon. Guitarist guy. I'll come up with that. Oh. But today we're not here to gloat about the Green Room. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are here to talk about the Golden Road Gathering.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's see here. So we got a lot of great headliners here. I just realized that my laptop here doesn't have internet access. I'll figure that out on a break. But yeah, we've got some great bands, Thievery Corporation, Left Out for Salmon, Dirtwire, a bazillion bands over 3 days. We know that tomorrow, one of our favorites is going to be opening for Golden Road, and that is Matt Rainey and the Dippin' Sauce.
Dippin' Sauce.
I think they start at 2 o'clock and 4. They're doing 2 sets, back-to-back sets there. Yep. Matt Rainey just played at... Marco's. Yep. Matter of fact, I got a chance to talk to Justin while we were there. One of the organizers. Always had a great experience there. My favorite pizza in the universe, Marco's Cafe.
Yep.
Shameless plug. But you know what? Enough chatter for now. Let's let the artists do the talking. We're gonna take a look back, and we've covered Nuff. We've covered. That's such tiny print. Oh, Little Hurricane, Red Dirt Ruckus. We're going to be joined in a bit by Doug. Matter of fact, you'll be able to ask the question.
I get to ask the question.
What's the question?
What's with the name, Boss Man?
Yeah, Doug, not Josh. For as long as I've known him, I've wondered. I just never asked. And
okay,
there's an answer. There's an answer.
You're gonna make me wait longer?
Yes. We gotta ask. We gotta ask Doug.
He's gonna tell you.
We've been waiting all this
time.
Mr. Neal, Writer Thieves. Matter of fact, I can't wait to share this because one of the greatest memories I have of Golden Road Gathering was catching one of my favorite bands on the main stage, and I've seen Writer Thieves here at the Green Room. I've seen them
Mm.
at the Georgetown Hotel, a couple other places, but generally the smaller venues. And oh my gosh, they just flat out rocked Golden Road in that crowd, and I fanboyed out while trying to hold the camera. You guys get to see this because we're going to be playing it here in a bit. Now this is going to be your first Golden Road.
This is my first Golden Road, so I feel pretty unsteady, but I feel
Yeah.
that way anyways on Thursday nights.
We're
so
popping her
I'm
Peeville
right where I
cherry.
should be, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Is there any band you're looking forward to seeing, or just going in wide open?
Actually, the question to that is I
Uh-huh.
just saw an advertisement for some kind of fire dancing women.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah.
is what I'm looking forward to, but I probably won't see it because I think it was Friday night. So
I
I'm probably going to miss out on
I
that.
think isn't that Saturday?
I don't know.
I don't have the flyer here in front of
But
me.
that's my answer,
No.
even though I won't see it.
No. Anyway, enough of us. Let's take a trip down memory lane. We're going to take a journey back in time, and let's play some clips from prior Golden Road gatherings and our Georgetown Rocks bands. Ooh, the magic of television. Oh, is it not? Uh-oh. Well. For the longest time is because every time I start asking about the music scene, somebody goes, "Well, hey, have you talked to Scott yet?" And like, no, no, I've been trying to cross your path for a while. So this weekend
my very first
here
time
at Golden
meeting
Road,
Scott Brooke.
you know, you have your own tent. I saw the sign. It's like, oh, I got to catch him this time. So I bumped into you Friday. We're both having a really good time. So I figured, you know what, we'll come back and catch this on Sunday. So now that I have a chance to sit down with you, Scott, the first thing I'd like to ask is just to kind of get some background. How long have you been at this?
Oh, I was putting on shows in high school, so
Oh, wow.
it's a passion, it's a hobby,
Back
it's
when I
not
was
a
knee-high to
business.
a
So
grasshopper.
I've been doing that, putting on shows, be it in the backyard or at the high school gym or a local bar, or one way or another for 30, 40 years.
Wow. When did Keep Smiling start?
That started probably officially
Have you met Scott yet?
1998, I would say. The keep smiling is a philosophy, and
Really cool dude.
that came from a mentor of mine, where he wanted to make sure every customer that left the door, they kept smiling, and
Good logo to have.
Yeah. And but you know, it's something I've kind of used, a saying and a philosophy, so it's been around a long time.
Yeah. And it shows, I mean, the bands that you have on stage here for Golden Road, which is my first time really actually experiencing one of your productions.
Well, this
here.
isn't my production. I'm only here to support. You know, Ryan and Adam, Ryan Cronenberg, Adam, I'm spacing his last name, and then Justin from Marco. Yeah. They're the real people that have labored, you know, and put up the real money. You know, I'm happy to sponsor and run this stage, but they're the organizers. Yeah. And they're the vision behind this. And they were
I just gotta love
Hangtown, which is kind of Hangtown too.
Yeah. So again, I'm new to this. Like, this is my first time being in Placerville for a music festival of any sorts. But everybody's been mentioning Hangtown, and that happens in the fall. And this is more spring, summer. Is this the first time for Golden Road?
This is the first Golden Road. You know, Ryan started Hangtown. Then he hooked up with Roy and Rebecca from the High Sierra Music Festival. They kind of combined efforts for several years there, and you know, things changed during the fire season and what have you, and so it kind of morphed, and the Hangtown moved over to Nevada City, and it's now going to be the Sugar Pine Music Festival. And Ryan decided to help, you know, bring back something to this little thing. It's our favorite little venue, and so this sprang from the Hangtown feeling, the Hangtown family, but as you can see, we're not rained and the weather's a little better. The last Hangtown here was a torrential storm.
Oh wow, yeah, I heard a little bit about that from a couple of bands that were supposed to be performing there. You know, and that's the thing, like this is my first time being here, but just walking in, I would have never guessed this was the first time for Golden Road, because the crowds just showed up. There's definitely a demand and love for the music scene here. And like Friday night when I came here, when I saw you, Island of Black and White, which is one of the first bands that I live streamed from the Georgetown Hotel, was performing here, and they have grown and evolved. They're like a full band now.
That set was out of hand.
Yeah, that was. I was shocked because last time I saw Chris was on the unicycle with an accordion, you know, doing No Woman, No Cry for it was Founders Day a few years ago. And you know, as you'll see on this show, the band has grown, evolved. They did Black Sabbath, you know, just to show you how dynamic that
Gravy
sound
Train.
is. Yeah.
Well, technically, I think that's Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy. Yeah.
But still the same thing. No, they just love it. And by the way, you know, whenever we do them on a flat service, I demand the unicycle.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't miss out. He is insane when it comes to entertainment. If you haven't seen I Know Black and White and Chris, matter of fact, I'll see if I can grab a clip that I've done for a while ago. Do you know if he's still doing that?
What's that?
Do you know if he still is doing that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got to catch up with him.
It's like riding a horse, you know. It's just the timing's got to be right. They've gotten so popular, the front of the stage has gotten a lot more packed than it
Yes,
was
yes. Well, you know, Scott, again, this is my first time coming out and seeing Keep Smiling. What else do you guys have coming up here?
Well, Keep Smiling, we're basically based out of Auburn.
This was previously recorded 2 years ago.
The Highway 49 corridor.
But still, you can go to the Keep Smiling Facebook page.
I do shows at the
see what Scott has going on. Always has great shows.
But I'm also with the Auburn Park and Recreation District, which puts on some of my favorite things. So in the summer, like on June 17th, we have our 75th anniversary. One of my favorite things is putting on free music. We got 2 incredible bands, Red Dirt Ruckus, which is another Placerville favorite band, and we also have Rosie and the Riveters, which is an all-girl band that's got a lot of twang and fun, and it's just exciting. And so I love being able to combine touring bands and local bands, creating fun. Kind of like a mini version of Hangtown. But
yeah, that sounds good. I'm intrigued. That was June 17th?
June 17th, and August, I think
2023
also is what we call the Food Truck Fiesta, where another free event to attend. You know, we hope you buy some food, obviously.
What do we say at the station?
Heavily supported by the Brewery Auburn Ale House.
Our
By the way,
broadcast may be recorded,
there's a reason,
so
beer
information you hear may not be accurate.
The broadcaster's opinion and not representing the station.
Fun band will have local live music there.
Oh, and these are accurate as of May 2023.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we ended at the end of the summer on June 16th with our biggest thing. It's called the Ain't
One thing I
Necessarily
realized
Dead
is
Fest,
like
Oh,
it's really
yep.
cool they
where
do
we
the
bring
Golden Road
in
when they do
local,
it because it
regional
like
bands, sometimes touring
it like starts
bands.
off the
They
season like
combine, we got
Yeah.
funk bands,
pretty
we
cool.
got dead bands, we got grass bands, we have a local small grown stage where you're
Yeah.
going to see, I think Nuff is playing this year, and Matt
Oh.
Matt's always involved one way
Oh
or
my
another.
God.
Then we'll have about
Urgh.
those are the
I
big
need my
things. And next
Gatorade.
fall we kick up
Yeah,
the
incompetence.
stuff, and one of our biggest things is Melvin Seal's Very Jerry Christmas. I'm an old
That was a
deadhead,
really
so
cool
Grateful
VIP
Dead,
tent.
hippie,
It
area over
is.
there.
reggae,
It looks all
jamgrass.
peaceful and
It's kind
Yeah.
of my
zen.
wheelhouse. So
I know he's there all day too.
Yeah, we were
He
just talking
seems
about
like a
Nuff
nice,
and,
happy
and
guy.
Matt, and I actually ain't necessarily dead. That was Matt hired me as a videographer for them.
Okay.
For that was how I got introduced to it, and I bought my first tie-dye T-shirt there ever. So I'm because it's just.
was that an Ain't Necessarily Dead T-shirt?
No, it was
Or-
one of the vendors
yeah.
out there,
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
again,
Melrose comes out. Hippie Bob is out there.
yeah. And we were just talking about Matt and Nuff and overall the history of the music scene out here. And Matt's just one of the guys to mention. He's such a what I call a guitar chameleon. He can play so many different styles and so many different ways on a guitar. It amazes me. But he's the one that introduced me really to a lot of people in the music scene, and so
Shout out
it'll
to
be
Matt
it'll be
Gillies.
great to see. I actually don't know if if Nuff is going to be out there this year. I'll have to find out.
I
But
forget, we're still doing it. But no, the talent that we have here, seriously, from Doug and all the guys from Red Dirt Ruckus, Matt Rainey, Matt Freeman.
Matt Rainey
Go
will be
down
playing
here on
at
the
Golden
other end,
Road
you got Johnny
tomorrow.
Mojo, you got all the Achilles
Scott
Wheels
knows
folks.
everybody.
The plethora of talent, and you can see them like we were talking about at a local tea house or beer joint or brewery, and all of a sudden
And
you're
that's
like,
the one thing I
"Who
do
the
dig
heck
about the
is
Keith
this?"
Smiling stage. It really
I mean, they should be
showcases
out
a
on
lot of the
tour
great area
fronting
talent.
major
The main
bands,
stage
and yet
brings
we
a
get
lot of
them
more
all to us.
famous, more recognized.
and that's one of the
Different
reasons
shows.
why I came up with the Georgetown Rock Show, was to showcase a lot of these bands, because they don't really get a lot of exposure being a local band. Some more so than others, So it really gives me a chance to say, hey, there's some great music up here in the foothills, in the Divide, and in Placerville, and Auburn, and all the way up to Tahoe.
Oh, yeah.
Bands that you
Truckee,
otherwise that you would never hear of, but if you just walk in at any
That makes
bar
him look
or
like
any
he drives a Trans
brewery
Am.
or something on a Friday night or Saturday night, you're going to get blown away by the sheer talent. And so again, coming out here to Golden Road and to run into
Well, I
you
don't
and
have
to
my
see the
keys on.
production,
My fun
and
meter
some of the bands I'm
I'm gonna
familiar
get you a
with,
fun meter
and
button
some I'm
this
discovering
weekend.
for the first time ever. Like I'm going to be running into Achilles Wheels, who you're hearing in the background. This will be my first time, and it's everybody's favorite band. So I'm really excited
it won't
about
be your
that.
last time, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
Fun meter
They're
button.
truly amazing human
Yeah.
beings.
And we don't want to miss out too much on that. So thank you, Scott, for taking the time out to sit down with
Thank
me.
you for what you
Yeah.
do.
There you go.
And you
By
gotta
the
love
way,
it.
KFOK, right there, man. Tune them in, stream them, whatever. Send them some money too.
wherever it is in
Support
the
local
picture in
music,
picture.
and,
Yes.
and it comes in many forms. Buy those CDs, support the local
playing
radio
Brady Bunch.
station, and mainly buy a ticket. And come out
I
and
was
dance
doing
with
Vanna
us.
White.
Oh yeah, have a good time. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
You gotta love a guy with a button like that. It's a fun meter.
Well, it's your
Oh,
fun.
look,
Ooh,
he just
thank
handed
you.
it to
All
right now.
right, I will.
That's
I will
the
do my
button,
best
that's
to
the
keep
button. I
this
gotta
in the
find it.
red for the Georgetown Rocks.
Yeah.
This is
I need
Chanzilla
that,
for the
yeah.
Georgetown Rocks and KFOK, hanging out with Scott, and we check out the rest of this episode, and I'll catch you again next week.
I love Scott. I love Scott. Before we get into Nuff, I got to take a moment and talk about that button. I love it, and everybody always talks about the button. And there's two things about that button that's, I don't want to say that's weird, but like it's almost, I don't know if this is like this for girls and hair, but people just come up and like touch my button,
Oh, yeah.
and they want to change the meter. They don't. I feel like there should be some consent involved
Right,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just come in and it's like, hey, you need to move your meter up. I'm like, hold up. I don't know if it's in the spirit of the button, but I try to keep it brutally honest. If it's a Thursday and I'm stuck in traffic, it's not in the red.
It's not
You
fun.
know? And I can say this now because I don't work there anymore, but I used to wear the button to work on Mondays and Tuesdays, and it's way down in the blue. And my boss would go, "Are you not having fun at work?"
What
And I
made you
just
think that?
It's like I'm an honest person, and that's the best thing I can say. That's going to keep me out of HR. But then on some other days, because we do have some fun at work, and I'll move it up a little bit. But generally, I'm kind of stingy with it. I don't put it in the red unless I'm having a real good time at a
Yeah.
show. But it's so funny how many people just come up and
You got to keep it honest.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's weird to me that people just come up and touch my button. Scott gave that to me. But
I remember doing that to you one time, and I was like, it wasn't on the red where the fun part is, and I started to move it to the fun, and you were like, hey, don't do that, and I was like, wow, like I thought you were always having fun. Like he's like, no, not today.
not that
and I
much
was like,
fun.
that
And-
was
and
like
because-
real eye opening for me. Like, don't touch the button,
and because of that, we're moving it a little further down. now.
Yes, exactly.
But since we are here to have fun, and
Yeah.
if we had our fun meter buttons on, we're going to raise it up to red because let's introduce you to Nuff. This was Nuff, funk spelled backwards, back in 2023 on the Keep Smiling stage, introduced by Scott Holbrook himself. Assuming I can click buttons.
All right, 20 seconds. You got to be on time. Huh?
Scott is
You
the
know,
coolest
all
whip
right, well,
cracker
we're down
of
to
all
8
time.
seconds.
Like, he kept the show on.
We'll have to have
but
the
it was
official
same.
countdown here,
Yeah.
but anyway. Okay. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Yes. Anyhow, before I get going, I do want to remind everybody that if
attention to
you're
the
at your
sign to the
campsite, in the
left.
car, around, out there, the KVMR is broadcasting this event live. So you can hear it on 89.5 on the FM dial. They got some other frequencies too that might come in better over here in Placerville, or www.kvmr.org. You can stream it. They'll probably also archive a lot of this. So if you want to go back and hear some, I think they keep these shows for a couple weeks at least, depending on what their memory does. And bands, remember, you can't say ship a truck, during any performance, because we are live on the area,
I'm gonna
and Zach
splice that into
Dave
the
and
Georgetown
Eric
box.
Rice and all those guys will have a
Hank
fit.
Joe Thresh. You think we
That
can get away with that?
said, it's so nice today. Yesterday, I don't know if you're out here, we had bands with 11, 12 people, Well, this band
Yeah.
right here is found. They don't need that.
I'm hoping that's true for the
4
FCC.
Is just
Oh.
enough.
No. We love you, FCC. Little trivia if you don't know. Nuff gets their name as funk spelled backwards.
This old train it keeps a rolling. I'm in surely it's bound to I can hear that track playing, and it's surely this no
Was that like a VHS had pop-up videos? The little word bubble thing pop up. So was it pop-up videos? Pop-up videos. Pop-up videos. So I guess I can't really. So Santiago, the bassist, he handmade that bass
Oh, okay.
with love, and it's bigger and wider in person. It was a little intimidating.
That's funny because I was thinking about making some with resin. It'd be cool.
I don't know, man. He's a hot player. It might melt. is one of those bands that is great with a laser light show.
Yeah. I like the sound of this.
I love these guys. CJ and Santiago, the two the saxophonists and the bassist, they're relatively newer members of the band, but they definitely have expanded the dynamic in that funk and jazzy kind of range. Okay, Chaka. I'm going to enjoy doing a live broadcast from here. I'm looking forward to that. We have a few little technical issues to work out, but I'm excited.
Now I'm all about that.
Yeah. We'll have like a round table up here, invite a few people over. Take a sneak peek at the picture. Like a little remote clicker, little remote control. We're gonna be 22nd century up here. Got our little virtual glasses. The main picture is that way.
Good morning, Golden Road. How you guys doing? We're very blessed to be here. We're very glad that you're here with us.
And we're going to go right into one of my favorite performances of Golden Road ever. This is Rider Thieves and Greyhound.
Well, I got you waiting. Oh, I got you waiting. I got you waiting, but it's never gonna happen, babe. You got me shaking. Oh, you got me shaking.
I've heard this song probably performed live about 6-7 times beforehand. Good song, love it. Learned the words. Hearing it on this stage, on that sound system, with the monitors right here and the subs like right here, it was an arena rock anthem. It's like,
Yeah. I
I
could.
want to get them back in the hotel. I've been trying to, but I never get a response. So, Georgetown Hotel, let's get Rider Thieves back up in there.
all right. Oh, you know what? I want to give a shout out to Becca because I've been covering the Georgetown Hotel Saturday night music scene since 2018. And politely put, the Georgetown Hotel doesn't have the best acoustics in the world, much less for the area. And when we recorded Rider Thieves performing live there, it sounded blankety blank amazing. It's the best sound I've ever gotten out of that hotel, and that falls squarely on the shoulders of Becca. That was magic.
I love my job. I really love running sound for a living, and I like to think that it shows in all of my work.
Yes.
I think it shows.
I'd be happy to do a highlight reel for you.
I'm about it.
Yeah,
Anytime you
for
want to do
sure.
an interview, whatever, I'm about it.
Ooh, we'll have a bunch
it's
of-
awesome to watch you work. Amazing. And I love it, especially when you have your Heelys on. Vroom, vroom,
Oh
vroom.
yeah.
Last night, baby.
Love it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the sound engineer's greatest advancement. Is throw on a pair of Heelys. You can get from the sound booth to the stage, lickety split.
Yep.
And in style.
Yeah.
See, if I tried it, I would just end up crashing into the bar.
I definitely feel it the next morning, but yeah, it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
You gotta watch those. Sometimes you go to step on stage, and if you don't put your foot down right, you are eating it really easy. Definitely have done that in the middle of a show once or twice.
Now I got to go back and look through the footage. Another highlight reel to me.
The last Hang Count Thrash, I did it actually.
Ah, okay, we definitely got that. Is set up at 7. Do we get to go till 8, or how long do we go on stage here? When do we have to move out of the way? We're gonna ride this bus.
Let me talk to them. Once Doug gets in here, I'll talk to them and see what's what.
We'll just be here through the whole performance.
Yeah, we're just right in the middle, being like,
I could really set them up on
That would
each
be
side
funny.
of you.
Yeah.
You could just
Yeah.
be broadcasting in the middle of like EDM, you know?
yeah.
Ooh, we're backup singers. Shoot.
I'll just be like, you're doing a really good job. Good job, guys.
All right, here's the lights. Here's the tape.
Yeah. My rock anthem moment. Ooh. Okay, don't kick the cable, Chan. Let's learn that.
Yeah.
No. You're missing the guitar solo. Is it back?
Gun action.
Gotta keep the baby rolling till the wheels fall off, yeah. What's up, Golden Road?
This is Lance Laswell, and you're listening to the Georgetown Rocks, KFOK.
All right, Chancellor for the Georgetown Rocks. I got Lance on Laz. Woo, what a show! You know, because we've been on and off like on social media, and I've been trying to catch your show for a while, and I'm so glad that I did. You know, you caught me off guard with one of the more recent favorite songs of mine. I was watching some Disney movie. It was Cruella or something. And in the closing credits, like I knew the lyrics, I couldn't place the song, and Ike and Tina did the Zeppelin "Whole Lot of Love," and I'm like, that bass line it up. And as soon as I heard her, like, oh my God, you guys are the second time I've ever heard that. And the way that her voice carries with it, and your bassist, and just the overall,
That's rad you knew
the overall
that.
vibe.
That's rad you knew that, because that's that rendition of Whole Lot of Love is exactly what we were going to play.
Yeah, it's definitely, and you know, it shows, because honestly, my friends are going to hate me saying this, I'm not a huge Zeppelin fan overall, but when I hear certain covers, like they did that in Chromium album a while ago, and you know, different bands covering it, I was like, something that I dug, but hearing it more funked out was definitely like,
We'll just
I wonder if they started
pantomime
with that and decided, you know what,
Laswell.
Somewhere Records are going to be more of a rock thing, because they do funk well, and to carry that forward, you do funk well, and this was, overpowering is not the right connotation, but for you guys have a very full, very robust.
Yeah, that
sound,
was
and it
this
still
was I got to
has
meet Lance
that
Laswell for the
funk
first time
swagger.
here.
And
And
it was
again,
great to-
huge
I
thanks
wish I would've
to
missed so many shows before
Scott Holbrook
to get to this
for
one.
making a
So
lot
how
of
long has
connections for me in the
Laswell
music
been
scene.
Laswell? How you guys been rocking out?
Well, we did like a name change, or like a rebrand, like
Oh yeah,
last
they used to be the
summer.
Vibe Tribe.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was Lance Laswell.
I like the name.
Vibe Tribe.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that.
And we rebranded to Laswell.
But
and we put out a
Laswell
new
is so
record
much shorter
just,
and
last
easier
month.
to
Okay.
put on a
And,
t-shirt.
We've got like more records to come.
I wanted to ask if I could borrow or take Vibe Tribe.
Okay.
You know, our tribe
We're
has to have a
putting
vibe.
out a lot of content this year.
All right, gotta let that fire out.
Yeah,
I so geeked out with the music. Like for a moment, I forgot what I was doing, and we really got
And
into
then, I kinda wanna
music.
go
And I
back,
love
time a
musicians
little bit.
that can have
I'm
those
discovering,
conversations
like,
with
the
me
music scene out
instead
here,
of
it's
just
so
the, the
cultural. So
typical.
I'm curious, how
Oh, I
did you
started
get
playing
started in
music and
What was the first time you picked up an instrument and I want to play?
Zeppelin is
I'm a
my
third generation musician.
at
so
7.
Okay.
Start-
Honestly, my first
Okay.
memories of life.
Oh,
was, like, crawling around my
then
dad's like piano bench.
let's see. That's
Like while he's playing piano.
well, we got so
I'll
much
get
music to
under
play
his
that
bench while he's
let's
sitting there playing, and that's
play
where all
some
the strings
Laswell.
kind of resonate.
If you want to catch the interview, just go to the Georgetown Rocks
I loved
Facebook
it.
page.
I'll just sit there and just
It's all
feel
there.
The vibrations. go
And
through
I
me,
heard
the love of music
that
started right
Lance
then.
is going to
For me,
be
like, my
sitting in
earliest
with some
memories of
bands at
loving
Golden
music.
Road on Sunday.
Do you
So
remember your
keep an
first
eye out.
performance?
This was crazy. I didn't know what to expect with Laswell. I heard they're like kind of funk jammy, blah 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 blah. They get down, man. Young lady to the right with some amazing vocal pipes is, oh, now he corrected me and I can't remember which way is the right way. Janice? Do you know? Beck? Janice? She is something to behold.
and that girl can sing. She has her own band, Janice and the Juice. I'm so want to kiss them. I think they're not Bay Area, but they're a little bit of a drive from here. But she's definitely on the Georgetown Rocks bucket list. I'm not even a Zeppelin fan, and I love this version. Tell how much attention I was paying attention to the camera at the time. So can you tell I was paying so much attention to the camera at the time, like it doesn't move. And the horns. I guess it's kind of good that the video isn't playing. I was so enthralled with Janice, I didn't notice what else was going on the set, and apparently there were some technical issues going on. Section was bonkers. Same thing with Red Dirt Ruckus, which I hope we get a chance to squeeze in. For anybody who's watched the video on the Georgetown Rocks Facebook page, I was learning how to use the gimbal, that particular gimbal, for the first time earlier that day, and it is touchy. That's why it swings left, right, up, down, everywhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Laswell. And
sometimes you just gotta
this
look
is
like really
almost
way
perfect
down.
timing.
Do you guys know where to find your love at? I can help you find out. Do you know? That's what he said. All you have to do is just look way down inside. Wait, where are we looking at? Where are we looking at? Where are we looking? Lance. Hey, Barbara. This is my buddy Lance. He let me mess around and find out. You know that usually starts with an F, right? I just saw kids. Way down inside. Honey, I know you need.
you're going to cover Tina Turner, I think she does a great job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, that was Laswell with Janice and the Juice. And I think the roaming horn section, I gotta ask about that. They performed also with Red Dirt Ruckus. Speaking of which, we're gonna transition over to Red Dirt Ruckus. To wrap up this hour of the Georgetown Rocks.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're the Red Dirt Ruckus all the way from right here in Placerville, California. We've got some friends coming up for this next tune. We're going to bring up Miss Susie Phone back on stage, and of course,
I want to stand
the
here.
traveling band of rogue horns we just met outside. I think they represent the Lab Rats, looks like. Maybe a little Element Brass Band, maybe a little Idea Team. I don't even know. We just met, but we're going to play a song for you guys right now. You might recognize.
But that's still sitting.
Thanks for having us today once again. Are you having a good time, Golden Road? One more time, you guys having a good time?
Red Dirt Ruckus to me is the ultimate party band. If you're gonna have a great summer jam, this is the band to have on stage. It's almost impossible to not dance when these guys play.
It's that sousaphone now.
Yes.
That's right.
Fun word to say, too. Sousaphone.
Sousaphone.
Sounds like something out of Dr. Seuss, you know?
Yes.
Sousaphone. I didn't have any problem saying that until just now. And I was like, kudos to Lisa Bond and the work she does with Music on the Divide. Matter of fact, want to give a shout out to the Music on the Divide. I think it's with them with Golden Road. There's going to be a young musician showcase Saturday at 11 a.m. I will absolutely definitely be there to support the next generation of musicians who will be featured on the Georgetown Rock someday. Thank you, Lisa, and Mary, and Lynn, and Deb, all the wonderful folks over at Music on the Divide. My favorite part about this is the horn section goes out into the crowd. You know, I was about to say, let's dance, but we got cables here.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I haven't tried.
Things we do when the video feed doesn't work. Okay, we're ringing a tip jar next time.
Yeah. There's one right there. Everyone come on up and put it in there. Yeah.
All right. Gotta start doing more live shows. Daddy's got bills to pay. And there's for those that can't see it at home, or check out the video on the Georgetown Rocks Facebook page. The band goes out into the crowd. There's bubbles. There's a sousaphone. Is it, don't they call her, is it Susie? Susie? Susie?
Susie the sousaphone.
Susie the sousaphone. Matter of fact, the first time I saw that was at Wakamatsu Farm. American River Conservancy was doing a fundraiser there, and Susie went out into the crowd, and that was the longest sousaphone conga line I had ever seen, and it was long.
That makes me have to ask, how many sousaphone conga lines have you ever seen? Looks like there's more than one.
3, but they're all with the same. It's all with Susie. But the Wakamatsu Farm was the infinite snake loop. It's amazing, like you can run around with that. It's not like it weighs just 5 pounds, you know. I don't know how heavy it is, but he rocks out.
It's actually not as heavy as you think. It's more awkward.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's gotta be awkward at least, you know.
Well, I was carrying around that camera and gimbal weighs like 15 pounds, and that thing was 2 tons within 3 minutes.
What'd she say? Are you sure? She said what?
Sounds like a teacher from Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm. Susie has a lot to say, apparently. I love how the bubbles, except when they popped and like stuck on the
Not everybody
lens.
speaks Cuba. She said, it's all over.
Ooh, and if you guys happen to see us out at Golden Road this weekend, check us out. We'll be wearing our new Georgetown Rocks, not the, yes, this is still the old one, but our new Georgetown Rocks t-shirts.
I unfortunately will not be there this weekend.
What?
Nope, this is the first one I'm missing.
Then how's my sound supposed to be awesome?
So keep your eyes out around the
No, I've been trying to get into doing sound for that too, but you know.
Oh, there's Larry.
It sounds like we need to clone you.
Hey,
Yeah.
I am here 6 days a week, so.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta go get a clone so you could go out and live a life too, you know?
I also have my other job that I work, and
Yes.
on top of that, I have a business I just started, and then there's charity
Yep.
work that I do, and you know, I'm a very busy person.
So if we do clone you, does that mean we get a Becca and then a Becky?
Which one would be better?
You.
Okay.
Definitely.
But wouldn't I still be me?
We'd have to say that to both.
Kind of. Yes.
Becca Plus?
Becca, Becky. You know, because like we're
Not
starting.
Becky. I hate that.
Well, see, the other one will be named Becky, and she'll turn out
She'll
to be.
hate that as well.
Yeah, that's why she'll turn into like the villain of the story. It all started with the name.
Call her by her government name, Rebecca.
Uh-huh. I was thinking that. Yeah.
And we'll just keep giving her like new nicknames every 5 minutes. She'll be Beccanacious. And that's how Chan gets stabbed. And of course, this is Achilles' wheel. First time I'd ever caught Achilles' wheel. And I got to meet Johnny Mojo for the first time. He is such a rock star, and I mean that in the most positive way. That dude shines.
Speaking of busy people, Johnny Mojo is a very busy person.
Yes.
But he's in numerous bands. He has his own side thing. You can pretty much find him somewhere any day of the week.
If you look at his show schedule, it's bonkers. He's playing almost like every day of the week for months at a time.
I mean,
And then
the life of a musician, you know, the industry, you gotta work. You
Yeah.
gotta work to make anything.
Ferrari won't pay for itself. The funny moment I had with him was when I found out that his last name isn't actually Mojo. And I went, Johnny Mojo? And he looks at me and goes, really? Chanzilla?
Gotcha.
Wait, you find out his first name isn't even Johnny.
Yes.
No, it is.
Well, my last name isn't Bean,
It's
right?
actually Maurice. You know, but that doesn't sound as good on a flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Odemeyer was just a typo on the driver's license. All right, so there it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for our first live broadcast here from the Green Room Social Club in Placerville. Looking forward to doing this on a more regular basis. Love the Thursday crowd here. You guys are great.
Thank you for all the tips. We really appreciate it.
I like this though. I like the idea. Maybe we'll get some guests to come in here. Becca can be our first guest on the floor.
I'm about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I do have a mic back here, so I can talk to you and the street, and they can hear me as well.
It does like feel like like the late night variety show.
Oh, like we have a late night show for us. That sounds
I
great.
could be the producer back here, right?
Yes.
Back corner. That way I don't have to be on the actual screen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring in another camera so we can tune in.
I got a face for radio, and a voice for silent film.
Actually, your voice sounds great in this system, and I'm gonna say this because I love the Green Room. It's one of the best sound systems, if not the best sound system.
Everything about this place is the best in Colorado.
Yep.
For sure.
And we
Lighting,
know
the
it's
sound.
not hard to see why. You know what I'm saying?
Which is why Becca lives here. It's a great match. But I have to say, I love how I sound on this
Get other job
microphone.
offers, but
Yeah.
It's hard for me to want to leave this place. This is like my office back here.
Mm-hmm.
I want this to be
Got
my
my own art
phone
windows.
voice, my radio voice. I want this mic. I want this set up because I want this to be my everyday voice. Like when I cuss people out, I want it to sound like this. It sounds awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Becca. Thank you very much. This is awesome. All right, well, guys, it looks like this is our time here at the Green Room Social Club. Thank you for listening into the Georgetown Rocks. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Anybody want to give a shout out to before we get plugged?
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Oh, and
Oh, wait,
thank
I
you
did that
to
years
Patty
ago.
Smith Real Estate and to Chris and Peg for supporting community radio. Look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday from 5 to 8 on community radio, KFOK. If you don't live in Georgetown and can't reach us on 95.1 on your FM dial, you can listen in on www.kfok.org. And you can also check us out here on the live stream here at the Green Room Social Club. Thank you and good night. And we get to go out on Achilles' wheel, man. What better can you ask for? Thank you, Becca. Very welcome. I know we had our challenges, but I really like the format of this. Like, I wanna make this work.
Might need to try a different computer if we can.
Yeah.
You can try mine, my Mac Mini, or my regular MacBook Pro.
Yeah, and I want to figure out the other thing. When you're right about now, compared to these mics, yes, my wirelesses are gonna sound like shit.
Yeah, they just sound so.
Everything sounds like shit compared to this.
Well,
I like how I sound in this.
They're 58. It's like the industry standard microphone.
Oh,
And
okay.
There's just something better about having like an actual cable on a mic.
I've seen the memes. I think this is the first time I've ever actually used one, and I kind of get it now. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get Shure to sponsor us.
They're fairly cheap.
Are they?
Yeah, you can get them for like maybe like under 200. For 58? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I might invest in that. I mean, like at the
Like 150, 175, somewhere around there. I think the last one I bought was that, but who knows now? I don't think they've really changed much. I mean, a 57 is.
I'm just gonna
It's
wait for
like
some
180.
musician to develop a habit he can't afford and has to hawk everything super cheap.
Oh, that's a 58.
got a girl that
109 on Amazon. Oh well, it's probably not a real 58.
Oh yeah, it has the vinyl sticker instead of the.
Well, you can tell, like they make bootleg ones.
Yeah, I saw the article on that. All right, let's unplug and make room for the real
So I
stars.
got a whole Shure drum mic kit for like $200. That kit goes for like
Yes.
Why my lighting is so much different than everybody else?
Yeah, I can pull up so many footage that I have, even with better cameras and mics at the hotel.
Yeah.
And you can tell there's a clear difference.
Thank you.
Because I got home and went, wait, this can't be the hotel. It's never sounded this good. And I mean that like with all capital letters.
Also, I just really have an ear that knows